conscious intelligence. The world doesn't wake up slowly anymore. It jolts awake. Alarms, notifications, deadlines, opinions, expectations. Before your feet even touch the ground, your mind is already running, not thinking, just responding. Most people don't live consciously, they live automatically, programmed by habits they never questioned, driven by emotions they never examined, chasing things they never truly chose, and they call it intelligence because it's fast. But speed is not depth, and reaction is not awareness. Now imagine this. For the first time all day, they don't react, they observe. That moment right there, that's where conscious intelligence begins. It's subtle, almost invisible, but it changes everything. Conscious intelligence is the ability to step outside your own mind and watch it, to notice the thoughts without becoming them, to feel emotions without being controlled by them. Because here's the truth, your mind is always talking, but not everything it says is true. Fear, disguised as logic, ego, disguised as confidence, insecurity, disguised as pride, and if you're not aware, you'll believe all of it. You'll react when you should reflect, speak when you should pause, chase when you should question. But conscious intelligence creates space, a gap between stimulus and response. And in that gap, you find power, not the loud kind, not the kind that needs attention, but the kind that controls direction. Because conscious intelligence is not about knowing more, it's about seeing clearly, seeing patterns, why you get triggered, why you procrastinate, why you seek validation from people who haven't built anything you admire. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's where growth becomes unavoidable. Not easy, but inevitable. Because awareness removes excuses. You can't blame distractions when you see your lack of discipline. You can't blame others when you understand your own patterns. And slowly, you start moving differently. You stop reacting to everything. You stop explaining yourself to everyone. You stop chasing what looks good and start choosing what feels aligned. Conscious intelligence is restraint. It's the strength to say no without guilt, to walk away without drama, to stay silent when your ego wants to speak, because not every battle deserves your energy, and not every opinion deserves your attention. The more conscious you become, the more selective you become with your time, with your energy, with your circle, because you start to realize access is earned, attention is valuable, and your mind is your responsibility. And here's the part most people won't understand. Conscious intelligence can feel lonely, because when you see clearly, you see what others ignore. You notice the patterns in conversations, the hidden intentions, the emotional immaturity disguised as confidence, and suddenly, you don't fit everywhere anymore. But that's not loss, that's alignment. Because you're no longer trying to belong, you're trying to become. And in that process, you build something rare, a mind that doesn't panic, a presence that doesn't chase, a life that isn't controlled by noise. In a world addicted to distraction, conscious intelligence is discipline. In a world obsessed with validation, it is setlist. In a world that moves fast, it is the power to slow down and still move ahead. They choose their focus, they choose their response, they choose themselves. Because real intelligence isn't about thinking more, it's about thinking consciously. Awareness is the upgrade. Everything else follows.